Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Meetinghouse of Provincetown, where we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and where we support each other on our spiritual search for truth and meaning. My name is Rev Kate Wilkinson, and I am so glad that you are here this morning. Welcome to those of you in the room, and welcome also to those of you joining us via our live stream. This morning is our annual gratitude service. As we look forward to Thanksgiving later this week, we prepare our hearts to shift from scarcity to abundance. We carve out room in our crowded minds, so full of worry and grief and other emotions, to make space for the awareness of our many blessings. We make room at our tables for all who need a place, and we look around at the faces of our family and of our chosen families in deep gratitude for their presence in our lives, which makes our days so much more meaningful. And in a world full of violence and discord, we intentionally lift up the joy of being alive. Because if we do not know the sweetness and joy of peace, how can we help to bring more of it to the world? Before we begin our service of gratitude, I have just a few announcements to share. First, we want to thank and welcome Michael Simpson, who's playing our wonderful organ this morning. And I hear there are a few St. Mary's members who are here to cheer Michael on. Lovely to have you here this morning. And second, I want to acknowledge that although it is my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving has a very complicated history. And we do not gloss over that history this week. We know that this is a day of mourning for Native Americans, and that the celebration of that first meal together does not reflect the relationship that came after, which quickly became one of exploitation, violence, and dehumanization. We acknowledge that we are worshiping this morning on the unceded land of the Wampanoag, the people of the first light, who have stewarded this land for hundreds of generations. We aren't having our traditional gratitude labyrinth out on the front lawn today, but instead we take a moment to send love and care to Karen Pagano, our beloved labyrinth maker, who is still healing from her broken leg after being hit by a car crossing Bradford Street. So there is a GoFundMe that Allison and Mel have put together to help Karen on her long healing journey, so let us know if you'd like to contribute to that. You're still, of course, welcome to contribute canned food items to our little free pantry leading up to Thanksgiving. And the Lindcrest Hotel Group will be holding a food drive for our pantry this Tuesday from 9 to 2 at Stop and Shop. So if you're doing your shopping that day, please be sure to thank them and also to add a few items to the collection box. This afternoon, everyone is invited to an interfaith Thanksgiving service over at the Methodist Church on Shankpainter Road. This is happening at 2 o'clock. Our choir will be there, I'll be there, as well as the diverse group of clergy and lay leaders from all over the Outer Cape, representing all different religious backgrounds, including the Green Shul from Wellfleet, Pastor Brown's Emmanuel Faith Ministries, the Christian Union Church in Truro, our friends at St. Mary of the Harbor, the Methodists, and others. There will be lots of music and also a gratitude tree ritual. Now, if someone at coffee hour can please remind me to put that tree in my car, that would be great. If you are a member of the Meetinghouse, you will shortly be receiving, if you haven't already, a mailing with information about our annual meeting. I think these went out on Wednesday. Our annual meeting will take place on Zoom this year on Sunday afternoon, December 7th at 2 o'clock. There will also be a pre-meeting on Saturday morning, the 6th at 11 for anyone interested in seeing our full budget and asking more detailed questions. That's also on Zoom. Now, for annual meeting, we do need a quorum of members to vote on this budget and on some board member positions, so we hope you will be able to join us December 7th. And this meeting will include our newest Meetinghouse members. By the way, later in the service, we are going to be welcoming 10 new members to the Meetinghouse. So exciting. And finally, if you are here in person today, we hope that you will stick around for a little while after the service ends for coffee and conversation downstairs in Acker Bosworth Hall. Let's take a moment now to affirm our community's covenant. You can find this on the little purple laminated cards in your pews, or you can just listen to me because I'm going to say it line by line, and you can just repeat each line after me. Love is the spirit of this meeting house.
Love is the spirit of this meeting house.
This is our great covenant.
This is our great covenant.
To dwell together in peace. To seek the truth in love, and to help one another. As we light our chalice here in the sanctuary, I invite those of you watching online to light a candle wherever you are. In this way, we can feel connected even while we are apart. Here in the sanctuary, I invite our worship host, Lee and Ann, to light our chalice for us.
Our chalice lighting is by Reverend Kristen Grassel-Schmidt. Spirit of life, we give thanks for the fruits of the season, for the labor of all those who harvest them, and for the abundant and generous earth. May the power that brings forth good things from dirt, and the spirit that grows each time we give and receive, be in us and with us today. And all this Thanksgiving week. With gratitude for the gifts of life, come, let us worship together.
This time I invite you to join me in singing our opening hymn in the Teal hymnals, number 1010, Oh We Give Thanks. But really, you don't even need to open it if you don't want to, because we're going to do this one call and response. I'm going to sing a line, and you and Heather are going to sing it right after me as an echo. So that's hymn number 1010, We Give Thanks. Please rise as you are able. Oh, we give thanks.
Oh, we give thanks
for this precious day.
For this precious day.
For all gathered here.
For all gathered here.
In those far away.
In those far away.
For this time we share.
For this time we share.
With love and care.
With love and care.
Oh, we give thanks.
Oh, we give thanks
for this precious day.
For this precious day.
Let's do it again. Oh, we give thanks.
Oh, we give thanks
for this precious day.
For this precious day.
For all gathered here.
For all gathered here.
And those far away.
And those far away.
For this time we share.
For the time we share.
With love and care.
With love and care.
Oh, we give thanks.
Oh, we give thanks
for this precious day.
For this precious day.
Thank you. Please join me now in a spirit of prayer and meditation. During this time or at any other time during the service, you are welcome to light a silent candle at the table to the right of the pulpit, where there is a journal to record your thoughts and prayers. After our prayer, we will sing together Spirit of Life, hymn number 123, in the gray hymnals. That song is also printed on the same purple laminated cards in your pews. We'll sing it first in English and then in Spanish. Our prayer this morning is by Barbara Peskin. May the glory of the passing away of autumn lie about us, fresh gold for a time. And when the dark comes and the cold, may we remember how today we stand in glory, how we walk in bounty heaped upon earth's dark carpet, how we move knee-deep in abundance, flung against night's winter curtain. We are thankful for its coming and for its passing. Let it be. Amen. In just a few minutes, we're going to participate in one of my favorite rituals of the year, the new member welcome ceremony. We're going to be welcoming 10 new folks to our community. These 10 people have been watching us, sitting among us, viewing our YouTube services, and witnessing how we are with one another and in the world. And they see something that resonates with them. They see kindred spirits. And many of these folks are new to town, and it has been my honor to get to know them a little bit through our new member class recently, and I look forward to getting to know them more in the coming years as they find a deeper home in our community. And I ask you all to get to know them, to support them, to welcome them. And in just a moment, I'm going to ask our president, Jennifer Shannon, and our membership committee and our new folks to come to the front of the room, bringing with you your welcome ceremony handouts. But first, I want to tell you a little story. And I did tell you this story when it first happened 2 years ago, but I want to tell it again today because a lot of our new members weren't here 2 years ago. Now, I officiate a lot of weddings, and one such wedding was for a young Jewish couple, and it happened to take place on October 7th, 2023. Now, that is a date that none of us will soon forget, a day of heartache, a day that changed the course of history, a day that we are still reeling from. But also on that day, these young people got married. They built a chuppah right here where our altar table is. And in the midst of heartache, they made room for celebration, for commitment, for love. Not all of the weddings that I do are fancy. Many of them are quite low-key, but this one was fancy. The bride's dress was so simple and gorgeous and elegant that it sent shivers down my spine. And there were beautiful bridesmaids and elegant groomsmen and an adorable little ring bearer in a dapper little suit, and guests who looked like they had walked off the pages of magazines. And the reception was over at Town Hall, and I didn't go, but the wedding planner told me that they had totally transformed the place into this magical scene. And I imagine that party went quite late into the evening and that there were continued celebrations the next day. But what I wanted to tell you about was actually something that happened 2 days later. Late Monday afternoon, I think it was, the doorbell here at the Meetinghouse rang. And Kenneth and I had actually already gone home for the day, but one of our members, Dan, happened to be here. And he opened the door, and guess who it was? It was the bride. She was no longer wearing her fancy dress. I think she might have been wearing a rain jacket. I'm pretty sure it was raining that day. And she had a sheepish look on her face as she explained to Dan who she was. "I am very sorry," she said, "but when we were here, my nephew stole something." And she pulled her hand out from her raincoat pocket and held out in her palm Karen Keel's plastic church name tag. Now, I know exactly who her nephew was. He was the little ring bearer. And our buckets of colorful name tags are stored in the vestibule downstairs where the wedding party was waiting, and they are stored just at his height. On our behalf, Dan accepted both the apology and the name tag, offered assurances of forgiveness, and the bride went back to her newlywed world. Now, why am I telling you this story? Well, because we're about to welcome 10 new members, and I want them to know about some of the wishes I have for them and for this community. May this be a place that even on the worst days, the hardest days, we are able to come together to honor and celebrate love. Because it's only in this way that we will ever create peace. May this be a place where, like that bride on behalf of her nephew, we humble ourselves to apologize when we have done something wrong. Because we will always make mistakes. May this be a place where, without any need for the absolution of a priest, we offer each other forgiveness. Because forgiveness does not require divine intervention, but only our own hearts softening to one another. And may this be a place where the sense of belonging is so strong, our hospitality so welcoming, our embrace so compelling that a young boy is moved to hold it in his pocket as a treasure. Because we have created something special here, and we want to share it with the world. So at this point, I would love to invite our new members to come forward to the front of the sanctuary. You can stand right here on this side, and our membership folks can stand on this side. And new members, we are going to give you your very own, quite coveted name tag. You are. So hopefully you all received one of these little booklets on your way in, and we have a little ceremony of welcome here today. And I have a part, and then you all have a part, and then the rest of us have a part. And in the end, we're all going to say our covenant, which is on the front of this little booklet. And after that, we have a little gift for each of you. Here in this meeting house, people have gathered for over a century, seeking a higher purpose and deeper life than they could find alone. We are grateful today for each one of you that you have found your way here and that you have decided to make a commitment to this faith community. We hope that as members of this meeting house, you will allow yourselves to know and to be known, to minister to and to be ministered to love and to be loved by this congregation. We, the members and friends of the Unitarian Universalist Meetinghouse of Provincetown, welcome you to this congregation. We pledge to be a safe and supportive community that respects who you are and affirms all that you can be. Cry with us, laugh with us, work with us. Together we seek the highest good. We are glad that you have found in us a home for your spirit. Love is the spirit of this meeting house. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. If one of you can find the names on the bags, I would like to welcome Jim. Welcome, George. Welcome, Cass. Welcome, Matt. Welcome, Lyle. Welcome, Kate. Welcome, Stephen. Oh, you can give George Joey's. We also welcome a few folks who couldn't be here today. I know Maura and Joey and Emily were not able to join us, but we welcome them as well. And I'm going to take 2 more roses because last year at our joining ceremony, Maria and Augie weren't able to be here for their joining, and so we want to welcome you as well. We're so excited to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Our first reading is Duty by Lynn Unger. The maple leaves that turn to flame are burning down to embers. Time to bank the fires of the year. I know you feel the darkness closing in, but what makes you think that's your problem to solve? Stop trying to tie leaves back to the branches. Answer the questions that are yours to ask. Who is my neighbor? Make the things that are yours to make. Split pea or lentil for soup. When the old rabbi talked about tikkun olam, your duty to repair the world, he made it clear. The only way creation is restored is through inviting the tiniest shards to find their way back home to a wholeness we keep trying to imagine.
This is a hard period that we are living in, full of political discord, war, hunger, natural disasters. We're headed into the holidays, but even holidays devoted to gratitude are complicated and have a complicated history. And so part of me, in response to all that, wants to shut down. Part of me feels that closing up my heart would protect it somehow, and it would just be easier. The being closed. But there's another part of me that knows that closing up is not the answer, and in fact that opening even wider just might be. Opening wider to other people, to beauty, to gratitude. And this week I have been listening more to that second part of myself. And the universe has obliged by setting in my path some wonderful poetry and readings that strengthen that message. And I have been collecting them and pairing them with hymns and songs with a similar theme. And this morning, with a little help from my friends, I share that collection with you on this Sunday before Thanksgiving. Now, at first, it might not seem cohesive, but then hope doesn't come to us in whole cloth, does it? We scrape it together from meager ingredients. We stitch it together from rent garments. So we offer a cobbled together hope this morning, and it's not finished, meaning you can add to it. We welcome you to add to the list of a small glimpse of hope, moment of gratitude, words and images that stick with you as you move through this week. Write them down as you find them, because so often we forget. Write them down and reread them before bed. Email them to your friends. Share them with us on Tuesday at our Zoom coffee hour, which is to say, pass them on. The only way creation is restored is through inviting the tiniest shards to find their way back home to a wholeness we keep trying to imagine. Let's imagine that wholeness together this morning. I invite Bruce to offer our next reading.
This reading is a quote by Howard Zinn, an American historian and a veteran of World War II, who described himself as, quote, something of an anarchist, something of a socialist, maybe a democratic socialist, end quote. His memoir is entitled, You Can Be Neutral. No, got that wrong. His memoir is entitled, You Can't Be Neutral on a Moving Train. He says, to be hopeful in bad times is not just foolish romance. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act, and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of a world in a different direction. And if we do act, in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents, and to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory.
Thank you, Bruce. Now is the time in our service when we take a collection for the ongoing support of this Meetinghouse and our shared ministry. As we enjoy a musical reflection by our choir, we welcome your donations here in the sanctuary or online through PayPal or Venmo. You can find that information on our website, uumh.org, and there are QR codes in the pews as well. This time I invite Augie and a couple of other volunteer ushers to come forward for the collection. On and off site, your offerings will now be gratefully received.
About the way that the sun comes into your heart. It brightens up the window and it brightens up some of your thoughts. We don't have to be sure of everything to give thanks, just to notice the kindness as we go on our way. We all know the pain of living. and your mom, or even your wife. Think for a minute how it would be if they were gone. And drop what you're doing and call them up on the phone. We don't have to be sure of everything to give thanks. Just to notice the kindness as we go on our way. We all know the pain of living every day. Watch the world change colors when we give thanks. Oh, when we give thanks. Oh, when we give thanks. Oh, when we give thanks. Think of all the ways that you could cry in your sleep. Maybe your tummy or the sugar that you slipped in your tea. Look who woke up and gave to a brand new day. So give up your worry and join me when I say, we don't have to be sure of everything to give thanks. Just to notice the kindness as we go on our way. We all know the pain of living every day. Watch the world change colors when we give thanks. Oh, when we give thanks. Oh, when we give thanks. Oh, when we give thanks.
Our next reading is a poem by contemporary poet Kathy Ross called If the Moon Only Came Out Once a Month. It was first read publicly in 2006 at a moon viewing poetry reading at the Seattle Japanese Garden. If the moon only came out once a month, people would appreciate it more. They'd mark it in their date books. Take a walk by moonlight. Notice how their bedroom window framed its silver smile. If the moon came out just once a year, it would be a holiday, with tinsel streamers tied to lampposts, stores closing early so no one has to work on Lunar Eve, travelers rushing to get home by moon night, celebrations with champagne and cheese. Folks would stay awake till dawn to watch it turn transparent and slowly fade away. And if the moon came out randomly, the world would be on wide alert, never knowing when it might appear. Spotters scanning empty skies, weathermen on TV giving odds, a 10% chance of moon tonight. And when it suddenly began to rise, everyone would cry, "The moon is out!" Crowds would fill the streets, jostling and pointing. Night events would be canceled. Moon closure signs posted on the doors. And if the moon rose but once a century, ascending luminous and lush on a long-awaited night, all humans on the planet would gather in huddled, whispering groups to stare in awe, dazzled by its brilliance, enchanted by its spell. Years later, they would tell their children, "Yes, I saw it once. Maybe you will live to see it too." But the moon is always with us. an old familiar face like the mantel clock, so no one pays it much attention. Tonight, why not go outside and gaze up in wonder as if you'd never seen it before, as if it was a miracle, as if you had been waiting all your life.
Thank you, Maria. I invite you to join me in singing our next hymn, number 203, All Creatures of the Earth and Sky. That's number 203 in the gray hymnal, All Creatures of the Earth and Sky. And please notice the line about the moon. And please rise as you are able. You may be seated.
Our next reading is by the poet Andrea Gibson, who died earlier this year. Andrea was a spoken word. She was a poetry slam artist and activist, known for their work on queer identity, gender norms, and social issues. There's a new documentary about them on Apple TV called Come See Me in the Good Light, which we highly recommend. It's about being diagnosed with cancer and then learning to live the best life possible with the days we have left. Days full of love and authenticity and humor. Here is Andrea's poem, If I Am to Be. If I am to be what Mary Oliver called a bride married to amazement, I cannot file for divorce from amazement when getting an audit notification just 12 hours out of surgery, or when my dentist takes out the wrong tooth and still charges me, or when I get caught in 2 tornadoes on my way home from chemotherapy after being certain I was cancer-free. I remember my therapist telling me the only thing we have control over in this life is where we put our attention. So in the darkness, I put my attention at the moon. Pouring through the skylight above the head of the bed to kiss my love's forehead. Turn our ears toward the wind chimes on the apple tree outside our window. Life is so sweet, I have said to her 7,000 times in the last years, and only then had I realized I had previously been living like I was owed my days, owed the sun ray that traveled 93,000 miles to warm my face today.
Thank you, Kathleen. Our final closing reading this morning is by Lucille Clifton. Lucille Clifton was discovered as a poet by Langston Hughes, who published her poetry in his highly influential anthology, The Poetry of the Negro, in 1970. Lucille Clifton's work emphasizes endurance and strength through adversity. In her succinct and pared down poetry without capitalization or punctuation, she says a lot. True, this isn't paradise, but we come at last to love it, for the sweet hay and the flowers rising, for the corn lining up row on row, for the mourning doves who open the darkness with song, for warm rains and forgiving fields, and for how each day something that loves us tries to save us. Friends, may this community be one of the things that loves us, is part of saving us over and over again. May we be part of the love that saves each other. And may we remember how deeply we love the world, how grateful we are for it. The only way creation is restored is through inviting the tiniest shards to find their way back home, to a wholeness we keep trying to imagine. Let's keep imagining it together. Happy Thanksgiving. Amen, and blessed be. We have one more song to sing together. This one is at the back of your gray hymnals, number 411, Part in Peace. That's number 411 in the gray hymnals, Part in Peace. Please rise as you are able. Be seated.
It has become our practice to pose a question based on the theme of the service each week. It can be a topic of sharing at coffee hour today or with friends during the week. If you'd like to delve deeper into this question, we invite you to join us at our Zoom coffee hour on Tuesday evening at 5 p.m. If you are not on our folk email list and need that link, please contact our office administrator, Kenneth, to let him know. Our question this week is, what is something that you are grateful for? What is something that you are grateful for?
And I'll end with these closing words. So in the darkness, we put our attention on the moon. Tonight, why not go outside and gaze up in wonder, as if you've never seen it before, as if it were a miracle, as if you had been waiting all your life. Go in peace.